Once upon a time, deep in a forest, there lived a lonely goat. She didn't have any kids, and this made her very sad. Every day, she would wander through the trees. She watched other animals play with their little ones. Her heart felt heavy, and she wished she had a little one to call her own. One day, a saint arrived in the forest. He had come to find peace away from the busy world, so he could focus on his prayers. As the saint walked through the woods, he saw the sad goat sitting alone.
Why do you look so unhappy, dear goat?
The saint asked kindly. The goat sighed and said,
I have no children to care for and play with. I feel so lonely.
The saint smiled and said,
Don't worry. You will soon have a little one to fill your heart with joy.
With that, the saint blessed the goat and went on his way. A few months later, the goat gave birth to a lively little child. Her sadness disappeared, and her heart was full of love. The goat and her kid spent their days together. They played and enjoyed life. The goat was very happy, but she didn't know that taking care of such a naughty kid would be harder than she thought. The goat had to run after it all day, telling the kid not to be mischievous. But the child paid no heed to the mother's advice. One day, the little kid saw some animals playing together near the edge of the forest. He turned to his mother and said,
Mom, look! There are other kids playing. Can I go and make friends?
The goat shook her head and replied,
No, my dear. It's not safe to go outside alone. There are dangers in the forest, and I can't let you go by yourself.
But I just want to play. Mom!
The kid pleaded.
I know, but it's better to stay close to me. We can find safe ways to have fun together.
The goat said gently. The kid sighed but nodded. One afternoon, while the goat kid was inside the home, he heard the excited chatter of a baby monkey playing just outside the house. He peeked out and saw the baby monkey swinging from the trees, laughing and having fun. The kid dashed out.
Hey! Can I play with you?
He called out. The baby monkey smiled.
Sure. Come on.
The kid giggled as they began to jump and race around, chasing each other through the bushes. But suddenly, the kid heard a sharp voice behind him.
What are you doing here?
It was his mother. The goat rushed over, her eyes wide with worry. Before he could say a word, she grabbed him by the ear. and started pulling him back toward the house.
I told you not to go outside alone. There are too many dangers, and you could get lost.
But Mom, I was just playing near the house.
The kid protested. He looked back at the baby monkey, who waved goodbye from the trees.
You can play safely at home, where I can keep an eye on you,
she said firmly.
Now come inside before anything happens.
The kid hung his head, following his mother back inside. But he wished for just a little freedom. One morning, after suckling milk, the little goat kid was deep in thought. He looked out of the window. He frowned and whispered to himself.
I'm tired of staying inside the house all the time. I want to go outside and make new friends. I will run, jump, and play freely, just like the others.
For some time, it frolicked around his mother to fool her. And then he slipped away. When the goat saw the kid dashing off into the forest, she called out, "Don't go, dear! There are a lot of beasts. They would harm you."
Don't worry, Mom. I won't go into the deep forest.
The kid said carelessly, and ran away into the forest. The kid frolicked and gambled in the forest. Then he thought of his mother and wanted to return. But he had lost his way. The kid ran around to find his way but failed. The kid cried and cursed himself for ignoring his mother's advice. Just then, a fearsome wolf arrived there and smacked its lips, saying,
Aha! Today I got a great feast of a yummy kid's meat.
The wolf gobbled the kid, who paid the price of not listening to the advice of his elders. Moral: always listen to your elders, they know what's best and can keep you safe from trouble.